yeah. What you know about retro ghetto? Collecting and playing retro. Street Fighter on the Nintendo. I'm a veteran at this, not a pro. Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples settle.
Okay, so looking for this box. Luckily, we didn't have to take up the slabs. Done a bit of digging, and luckily I managed to find it quite quickly. You just see that plastic bit there. That's the box that we need. That's IP rated, so there shouldn't be getting water in it, but something's clearly gone wrong. I'll probably have to take out one of these bordering slabs to get to it, but it's not as deep as I thought. It's not took as much effort to get to it as I thought it might. So yeah, hopefully that's the problem. Let's see. Okay. Right. Here he is. Have you got enough give?
Yeah. Literally only need to take the lid off. So
get something to clean it up or something before you start.
Nah.
I don't want wet mud going in all the.
Nah,
Jesus. IP rated, yeah?
yeah, I got soaked in there, man. I'm gonna have to put some resin in there.
Okay, thankfully it's a dry day, and that should be it. So the Sparky's replaced the things in here that were damaged by the water. We've now filled that with a compound connector resin, I think it's called. Basically, it's this like liquid that forms into a hard gel. So literally that should be able to be thrown into a bath. You were saying to me, because of the way it's situated here, there's a lot of retaining water, and whilst theoretically that should never have let water in, he said water gets in everywhere at some point. So now it should be virtually impossible. We're just going to leave that to set. He's going to put the electrics back together in the house, then we're going to run a test. But if that's it, I'm delighted with that, because I was expecting to have to dig up half my garden. I thought that was situated like under the slabs, and literally I thought it was about 3 foot deep. But luckily, the beauty of these vlogs is that I knew exactly where it was, because I went back on the footage and I was able to see it. So Ghetto vlogs have sorted me out nice and proper this time around. So yeah, that's just it in there setting. That takes about 10 minutes to set, and then all fingers crossed, everything crossed, that's it, and I'll be able to go and play Zelda. Come on. Okay, so all done, all working. It's almost like you'd never know. I'll do a bit more tidying up when I cut the grass and stuff, which we'll need doing again later in the week. But yeah, it's been a few hours since, but that's all finished now. That nice intro shot we had at the start is because we've got scaffolding in the garden, so I was way up there for that intro shot. Good job I don't have a fear of heights. But yeah, I was just delighted to get this sorted. We had it sorted by like midday, which meant I've been able to crack on with Zelda. Okay, I guess at this point I should welcome you all properly. Welcome to this week's vlog, and I'm making no apologies for the fact that I haven't done much filming since I got all the electrics sorted out, and since obviously I did all the family stuff. It's just gone 9 o'clock at night. Wow, this game already. You can't really see much, it's on the pause menu, but man, you know when you wait so long for something, and you guys will know, right, if you watched last week's vlog, like, and even the beginning of this vlog, right, I've put in so much groundwork. You know what it's like as a grown man with responsibilities. Those days of just playing games all day long, they don't exist anymore, right? We've all got too many responsibilities, too many commitments. But I worked so hard the last couple of weeks to try and clear a few days in my diary, right, that I could have a few days to myself. And obviously I'm the best part of a day behind schedule because of what happened with the electrics. But wow, this game is living up to my expectation. It feels like all the effort has been worth it. I'm only sort of 4 hours in, I reckon, and I'm going to say it now, game of the year. Game of the year. I'm sure there'll be people out there having contrasting opinions, because there was people that didn't like Breath of the Wild, and I love Breath of the Wild. But to be so early on into what is going to be a huge game, and I've already experienced so much, I already love it. The thing about these games is it's such a vast world. It just feels like alive, right? It feels like a whole world to explore. And it's like, this is what video games is all about, right? I've got that excitement now of how many journeys I'm going to be going on. Every time you try and go from point A to B, I always find a million different things on the way, and it's so fun exploring of every video game I've ever played. And this one's even more so than Breath of the Wild. If you can think it, you can do it, right? If it makes sense in terms of physics and just common sense of things you should be able to do, you can do it, and more. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to be having a very late night playing this game. Guys, I'm just, yeah, you can see the smile on my face. I'm absolutely delighted with the small time I put into it. Little man was in here earlier watching me play it. He enjoyed watching it, which is a blessing, because that means, you know, he'll enjoy sitting with me playing it. Oh, man. So I've been wowed by pretty much everything I've experienced in this game thus far. But check out this shield. I've put a flame emitter on it. Flamethrower shield. It's... honestly, I've just gone from a minecart level. You'd think I was in Donkey Kong. This game's unreal. I think I should call it a night.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so I'm on roughly 4.5 hours sleep. I've got a little man's party with about 10 5-year-olds in a couple of hours' time. Until then, let's get a bit more Zelda in, shall we? Okay, so I've managed to tear myself away from Zelda for long enough to come out and stretch my legs. I head into the local charity shop, see what I can find. When we get back, we'll be kicking off the vlog properly. I've got some stuff to unbox as usual. And yeah, we'll take a look at that and outline what we've got planned for this week. Okay, so Tesco bag full of stuff from the charity shop. Let's go back and take a look at what was a successful little hunt. Okay, back from the little charity shop trip and picked up, as I'm sure you've seen in the footage, a new VHS player. This is a Samsung one. It's got like NTSC playback and it's really nice condition. It looks very clean. It looks new, which obviously it isn't. It came with the remote. There's not a mark on it really. A little bit of a dust in the crevices, but generally speaking, really nice condition. I think it's well worth £13. I do already have one. I've got a Philips. This is just another one I picked up from a charity shop. This doesn't have the NTSC playback. Also, I've not been able to find the power supply for this since I moved rooms. I've been sort of switching power supplies with another appliance. So rather than mess about, I'd rather have this Samsung one anyway. I actually like Samsung products. I'm not really a Philips guy, so to be honest, it was always something I was looking to replace at some point anyway. So yeah, the opportunity presented itself. I've had a quick look online and there's a couple of these listed for about 30 quid without the remote. So yeah, more than happy with that. And the old faithful, you can't go wrong when you find a copy of Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. I think these are still getting, what, £7 trading. So yeah, nice little stroll with which to start the day. On my days, I've had another disaster. Spilt pretty much a pint of water behind here. Oh my gosh, it's gonna go all the way down the cabinets. Okay, so that could have been significantly worse. That was a lot of water. It was roughly a full glass. It could have been my Ribena, could have been my tea. I had it on the shelf, on the mat, and I just knocked it. So it went backwards. So luckily this hack kind of saved my games because all the water hit the back part of the shelves. Obviously it worked its way down. But thankfully it didn't really come into contact with the games because they're all pushed to the front and the water went down the back. So I'll leave it all out, let it dry. Every cloud has a silver lining. I needed to clean this bottom drawer anyway and get a lot of this stuff sorted out. So yeah, I was always going to have a tidy anyway, always needed polishing. As I did say in last week's vlog, we're going to have a special guest coming this week to the room. We're going to be doing some filming, so yeah, really looking forward to that. But it does mean we're going to be having a deep clean anyway, so save me a job, I guess. Okay, further motivation from dropping my pint of water, and I've decided these shelves all need a good polish anyway. Like I say, I'm getting the game room as clean and as perfect as it can be ahead of bit of filming that's going to be happening here later in the week. So what I did was decide to go through all my parts box, because all this needs sorting out and putting away. This is like my shame behind the sofa, right? And this is where all the piles of stuff sits that you don't really ever see in shot, because shots are usually from the other side of the sofa or they're somewhere else in this room, and it's rarely this sort of pile of mess and stuff that needs sorting through here. Stuff that's in purgatory, really. Stuff that I'd either like to get in the room, it doesn't have a place, or stuff that needs sorting out. So I started sorting a few bits out. First thing I did is go through all my toy accessories bags. Toy collectors know how much toy accessories bags means, right? There's just something about accessories and having bags full of them. And I knew that I had the corresponding accessories for these figures. It was just about time that I got my act together and put them all in hand. So I went through all my hip hop Mezco figures, giving them all the relevant accessories, hats, etc. Scarface Mezcos. Some really nice accessories in the Mezco line, and even the gangsters, Mezco gangsters. This is a really nice accessory as well that goes with this guy. It's like, I don't know, what would you call it, like a meat hook? But I like him with his brass knuckles and his lead pipe, so yes. Shout out to Mr. Dan Plastic, who knows how annoying it is when figures come with more accessories than hands, right? So it's like, what do you do with them? Throw them in a pile. So yeah, he's got his Tommy gun. These are quite rare, these two NECA Kratoses. At one point I had them all, but I think there's another one there actually. But I think I got rid of the more common ones. These were the harder to find Kratoses in the NECA line. So yeah, all the accessories are together. These can all be displayed now. And this sort of graveyard here is things that need super gluing. So at some point today or tomorrow, I'll clear some space and fix a few toys that need fixing. And then we'll clean all the shelves and get them all put back on. Good morning, after what was yet another late night playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So, I have spent the morning thus far editing Wednesday's video, which was all about this bad boy. So obviously I've still got this set up from one of the cutaway shots that I did. Really happy to have this in the collection. Hopefully you guys checked out Wednesday's video on this. A little bit later on today I'm going to be cleaning this up somewhat, getting it box protected, getting it added to the Super Nintendo wall. I left all this open after spilling the water just so everything could dry, so as a result there's literally piles of games everywhere in this room. But we will be sorting all that out today, and I've still got all these figures to put away as we commence with Operation Get This Room Looking Perfect. As I say, we're going to be doing some filming in here later in the week, so it's imperative that this game room is better looking than it's ever been before. But we do have more pressing issues. Due to the constant sun and rain, we need to come out and tidy up outside. The grass needs cutting again. I need to clean up this area that I had to dig up a little earlier in the week for the electrical problem. And even more importantly than that, move Kratos' shield out the way. Cheers, Tony. The gym area is in desperate need of sorting out. The hedge is wildly overgrown, so I'll be getting the old hedge trimmer out later on, de-weeding and just generally cleaning up out here and getting it a bit more presentable. So yeah, the plan very much for today is to get basically everything looking better than it's ever looked before. My garden, my gym, my games room, because that's where the majority of the filming is going to be in a couple of days time. So that's very much the plan for today, with of course one eye on Zelda, which hopefully I'll get some time to play later on this afternoon. Okay, let's crack on with the first job of the day. That's better. Much better. Guys, this is the third time I've been up this scaffolding. It's pretty windy up here as well. If this don't deserve a like and subscribe, I don't know what does. So as you can see, I'm still going to have to do some work repairing this area. But at the back end of last week, I would have been more than happy if you'd have told me that this and a few quid would be the only downside to getting the electrics fixed. I'll get some more grass seed, I'll get little man to pick these stones up, put him to use, right, child labour. Right, that's one job done. Let's go and tackle the gym. Right, so as it stands, the gym area basically just needs de-weeding, tidying up, brushing, and the biggest job, and the one that's going to cause a load more cleaning, is this hedge needs taming. So that's where we're going to start. Okay, so that's looking loads better. However, That's the easy part. This is the point where the people in the comments section have got more experience tell me I should have put a sheet down. Okay, so it's all tidied up. I think you'll agree if we compare that to what it was before. It's looking much better, much cleaner, much fresher out here. The sun's come out. The thing is, I've had this gym for the best part of a year now, probably what, 10 months. And as much as I've still got some work to do this summer, I need to touch up a lot of the floor paint. There is at least one piece of gym equipment that I want to add. But having it this long, it's made me realise, you know, it's an outdoor gym. It's not indoors, and I've got a tendency to be tidy. I like things tidying in the place, and obviously when you've got an outdoor gym, it's never going to be perfect, it's never going to be immaculate. You're going to get leaves, you're going to get rushed, you're going to get bits and bobs. And obviously painting it white and grey means I'm probably going to have to touch it up every year, but I'm absolutely delighted with this. If you guys have been watching for any amount of time, you'll know that one of the very first vlogs I did when I was building this room, I spoke about how the original plan was to make this building an L shape. So currently where I've got the Xbox 360 kiosk here, this was all going to come out and end roughly there. And I was going to have my TV on this wall, sofa set right back in that corner, which is where Master Chief is. And then I was going to have all this long period of the room for my collection, so it's going to be completely the other way around. But because of budget and building restrictions, etc., I was kind of forced into doing it this way. However, I think genuinely it was a blessing, because having this gym and having this outdoor area, which is just like my own private area from there, and having this view, and yeah, I wouldn't swap it now genuinely for my original plan. I think it's all worked out. Everything's meant to be right. I'm delighted with having this outdoor area. I've always wanted my own gym. I've spent thousands over the years on paying monthly subscriptions, and if you've got motivation, which I understand why some people need to go to the gym, but if you can motivate yourself at home, there's nothing better. You know, if I miss a workout, I can come out here at 11 o'clock at night and I have done. Yeah, and in the summer, obviously I'll have this window open. I've got this chair here, so if I was that kind of person, in an evening when I'm in a gaming session, I could come out here, and if I was the sort of person to smoke or whatever, I could sit there and do it and watch the world go by. So yeah, really happy with how this is all cleaned up, got all the weeds out. But as I say, it's inevitable they're going to come. But over some point this summer we're going to paint this. I'm going to fill in these gaps as well, so to try and stop some of these weeds coming. So what I need to do is open some parcels. I need to get all this stuff put away. Before that I'm going to get a shower because I stink, and then I'm going to sit down, talk to you guys and open some parcels. Right, okay, I'm showered, I'm fed. I finally got 5 minutes to sit down, show you guys some of my recent additions and outline the plans for this week's vlog, which feels like I've been going for a week already. Honestly, it's one of them weeks, right? But one of the first things I wanted to show you is a charity shop find that I forgot to mention earlier in the week, and it's just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Nintendo Wii. It's just a game I didn't own, and one that little man will definitely enjoy playing. I'm assuming it's a beat 'em up. He loves sort of beat 'em ups. He's that age where he can kind of, you know, get to grips with the buttons and a beat 'em up, and he enjoys the Turtles, so can't really go too far wrong with that one. And I also just wanted to quickly mention this. I did pick this up at the back end of last week's vlog. I think I was a bit too distracted at the time with the stress of this room and the electrical issue that I had. But yeah, this was £1.50. I think I said CXL is for £4. And basically, I just wanted you guys to let me know your opinions on this. I'm not an expert when it comes to what I'm assuming is survival horror, right? Condemned 2, published by Sega. I think it's 2008. So please let me know in the comments if this is a good game and if it is one for me to play. Because as I say, I haven't played through too many in the genre. I'm not adverse to playing them. It's just something that I haven't really ever put much time into outside of the sort of, you know, the Resident Evil franchise, that kind of thing. So let me know about the Condemned 2. And then I've only really got one proper pickup thus far this week. I'm sitting on quite a lot of CX vouchers. I'm just sort of, I've got a couple in my basket, right? A couple of different things. And I'm just weighing up what exactly I want to order. So we'll probably have a CEX lottery coming on this video as well. But the main thing that I had recently came from eBay. So I was scrolling through eBay the other night and I saw something. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, I need that in my life, right? But it was £20. So I shopped around. And somebody was actually selling it for £10 with another game. So Thought, well, you can't really go wrong, right? The other game that came with it was No More Heroes on the Nintendo Wii. Another one that was published by Rising Star Games and a 2008 release. Never played a game in this series, heard good things about it. I'm not sure how well it will play on the Nintendo Wii, but effectively this was just like a throw-in, right? Because the game that I really wanted was this one, Akami. Now, you will know why I wanted that, and it's for this stunning sleeve cover, and it really is a stunning sleeve cover. Like, the title itself is all embossed. I'm not sure if it's really coming through on camera, but this is in fantastic condition as well. And as I say, I'd never seen this before. I'd probably go as far as to say it's uncommon. And like I say, the listing I originally saw was £20, and I got both of these two games for 10. And yeah, this is a really, really nice cover. Another game that I've never played before. Akami is one of the ones I've always wanted to get to. I've heard really good things about the title. I just don't know if the Wii's the best version to play it on. So again, if you know what console was best to play Akami on, let me know. But yeah, this is a stunning sleeve cover. Like I say, there's different bits and textures to it. Some of it's embossed, some of it has a gloss finish. Really high level artwork on that. I'm really, really happy to be adding this to my collection. This will be getting added to the shelves in a week or so. If you watched last week's vlog, you'll know I've currently got a shelf of doom, right, where I'm hiding loads of games, all my new additions, because I'm trying to just get my room looking perfect at the minute. Hence all the work we've been doing so far this week. Because as I've said, we've got a special guest coming. That special guest is none other than Theo from Slimehouse TV. He's going to come and film a room tour. I haven't done a room tour since I first kind of moved into this room. It's got to be, what, 9 months or so ago? There's been loads of changes in here. And rather than me just filming it myself again, I'd rather let Theo do it, because Theo's a pro. He's a proper YouTuber, right, who knows how to do stuff. I'm just a bloke with a camera and a phone. Theo's actually like directed movies. You can go and buy his Blu-ray in HMV. So yeah, there's levels, right? And see what kind of room tour he's going to be able to put together with his cinematography skills. Really looking forward to that. And obviously I'll be filming throughout that day when Theo comes. But we have got a couple of days with which to get this room sorted. There's loads still to do. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, right? As you can see, there's some empty shelves, there's stuff everywhere. But hopefully for the rest of the day I'm going to get putting it right. So yeah, really, really looking forward to that. You'll be seeing that later on in this episode. And there's a couple of other things I want to tell you guys about, things that I've been working on behind the scenes, putting a lot of time into. The first one is finally, when we're almost 3 years into the channel, right, I've got a Facebook page set up. I know it's taken me long enough. So all the information will be on screen now. Please go and follow, like, whatever it is that people do on Facebook. It stops me having to spam all the other Facebook pages in the community, right? You can just get everything in one place. So not only am I going to be sharing when my videos go live, there'll also be behind the scenes stuff. I'll also be sharing like CX alerts, because I get a lot of alerts from saved messages that come through, so I'll be able to advise you guys when certain games are coming in stock and stuff like that. So yeah, there'll be loads on there that'll make it worth you guys while to follow or subscribe or whatever it's called. So yeah, go and check out the Facebook, please. And finally, the last thing that's taken a lot of my time, and it's about 90% complete at the minute. I'm still working on it. But the time this video's out, it should be live, and you should be seeing it underneath the video. I keep getting asked about t-shirts. A lot of people have been asking me about retro Ghetto merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of thing. Well, I finally got it set up. I've always wanted to do it, but it's just having the time, because I want to do it right. I want to make sure that the designs are as they need to be. So there should be currently a couple of different t-shirt designs live, and you should be able to see the links, as I say, below this video. There's also one design that I'm still currently working on. I think it had a copyright thing, so I'm sort of in the midst of kind of going backwards and forwards with them and trying to tweak that and get it how it needs to be, so that I can get that live to you guys as well. But yeah, really excited about that. And if you do want to support the channel and support me, then by all means purchase a t-shirt, and let me know in the comments if you purchased one, which one you purchased, and if you tag me in it, social media, Instagram, anything like that, I'll share it. And yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I've been busy doing. Loads of stuff, and I've still got loads to be cracking on with. I need to go and get all those toys put away. I need to get that VHS player locked in. Let's go and do it. Right, so I think the first job has got to be putting this shelf back together and getting all these games back in order. tackle my hip hop figures shelf. I'm delighted with how this has worked out. I've got everybody posed up now, the whole squad. Really happy with that. There's a couple of random bigger figures in the back. There's a Sagat, Chun-Li, a couple of Sagats there. They're just sort of chilling in the back. Might have to move that one. I might split them up. But yeah, really happy with how this has come together. Like I say, it's all about the finishing touches now. We've been in this room long enough. A lot of things were just put in situ for a while, but now obviously it's about the little things, getting the accessories out, getting them posed. Yeah, just taking the room to that next level. So from after the hip hop shelf, we've flown up here and done the gangster shelf. So these are the Mezco figures. So that's all the Mezco Scarface figures. So all the different Tony Montanas. And then that kind of pans out into the Mezco Gangsters line, of which I still need one more. So yeah, happy with how that shelf's come together. Now I need to take a look at the God of War shelf. Took a little break to build little man his own punch bag. Show me your stance. Closer. Chamber. Kick. Chamber. Kick. Have it. Get him. So these DC figures from God of War 3 have always been one of my favourite ever sets. There's only 4 in the set, and I've also got the prototype. I do like some of the NECA figures as well. There's, you know, these are some of my favourites. He's here with Hercules' Lancers, and there's Poseidon's Rage. So yeah, these guys have never been on display before, so they're going to sit at the back, and then I'll display these guys at the front, and you'll still be able to see them. So that'll be very much the God of War figure shelf. Another shelf done. It's a little bit dark in there. Can't quite see the other ones at the back, but yeah, I love this toy line. Okay, I've been very busy since I last checked in. We've got loads more toys and trinkets and little bits and bobs finally added to this room that I couldn't fit in previously. Just down to these couple of boxes that I'm working through now, and then I'm pretty much there, get tidied up, and yeah, the game room will have never been better. Next job on my list is the VHS player. Okay, that's the record player in and all hooked up. That's the last of my jobs. It's getting late now, and I want to jump back into Hyrule. I mean, I've probably put, I don't know, 15 hours in. I've done nothing, guys. Got through the first bit, and then I've just been wandering around, getting into adventures, trying to get my health up through different shrines and stuff. But tonight, I'm gonna actually try my hardest to progress the story, and yeah, figure out what my goal for the game is. Besides just having a hell of a lot of fun. I'm gonna make it before hypothermia sets in. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Another late night, but at least I progressed the story a little. What a game.
Retro Ghetto.
This has never had a deep clean ever since I bought it. It's one of them things I always intended to do it. It probably needs like a toothbrush getting in it because there's so many like little crevices and stuff. And it was quite dusty when I bought it, so I've never really seen it looking immaculate. But as I say, it probably could do with like getting a toothbrush in it. But yeah, I'm going to give it a quick once over. And then guys, we're pretty much done. So that's what I've been doing today, is finishing touches on the room, getting it immaculate. So I've still got Hoover, a little bit of polishing to do, but generally speaking, the room has never looked better, which is exactly where I wanted it to be ahead of filming, which is tomorrow now. So yeah, really excited about that. So I'm going to carry on doing a few finishing touches, then we're going to clean up Sunset Riders and get that placed on the Super Nintendo wall. I've also been doing the finishing touches for that video, so hopefully you guys have seen that on Wednesday for you guys watching this on a Sunday. So yeah, really productive few days. Really happy with it. Guys, that's it. 3 days of getting this room perfect. So I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to show you every little toy and every little thing that I've added. Save some of that for Theo's video. But yeah, it's never been neater. It's never been more finished than it is right now. A lot of things are as good as they can be, or as good as they'll ever be. So yeah, this room is as finished as it will ever be, or as much as any games room can ever be, right? Because a games room is never really finished. One of the jobs I've still got left is Sunset Riders. There's only a couple of little marks that need cleaning up. There's a bit of sticker residue there, as you can see. But I don't want to do too much to this. It's not in terrible condition, and I certainly don't want to get Mr. Sheen on the open cardboard. These bits here, they're exposed once they've lost that gloss paint layer. Yeah, so I'm going to just quickly clean that up, let it dry, we'll get it boxed, and we'll get it put on the Super Nintendo wall. And the one other job that I need to do is my OG Xbox sign down here. So if you notice, this writing should sit a little higher, look, and it keeps slipping down. It should sit nicely flush in these. Every time I put it in situ, it just sort of falls. So I'm going to take that apart, do some tinkering, and get that fixed up. And then that will literally be it. We'll be done. Right, so I've got all the screws out of the sign, so I should now be able to take it apart. Yeah, you can see it's damaged. Look, the light hangs off. This is the thing, it got damaged in transit when it came to me. The seller was brilliant, they gave me a huge discount, but I need to fix it properly. So let's get it done. Okay, so the light's been secured. And as you can see, this is the part which keeps slipping. So it's just a basic light with like a green see-through element. So I was surprised when I first started playing around with kiosks and this kind of stuff. I always like grew up just assuming that it had that coloured bulb in it, right? But you know, more often than not, it's a standard bulb just with like the relevant colour film. So obviously it projects itself, in this case green. So this is the piece which sits behind the metal, but it keeps falling down. It should have screws in these holes, right, but it hasn't got them. So I'm going to try and find a way to keep it in place. Right, so I've positioned it back in place, and you can see these little holes here are where there was originally like little additional pieces of plastic on the back end that would stick up, and then there'd probably be like a screw cap on top. They've completely disappeared, so there isn't really much I can do with it. I'm going to do what I think will work. It might be a crude way, but I'm just going to sort of black electrical tape all around it, all around the edges, basically just to keep it in place. That's all I need to do, is just enough to hold it in place. This is where all the electricians in the comments let me know I could have done X, Y, and Z. I appreciate it, guys. I'm sure there are better ways, but I think this will be adequate to get it doing what I need it to do. Moment of truth. Perfect. So now that is firmly in place, ready to put back together, get the backing on, get it illuminated. Okay, so let there be light. Beautiful. Another little job done. With that all done, let's turn our attention back to the Grail, question mark. Right, let's get it in its protector. Smooth. Right then, where's it going? Where's it going, guys? Before we put this on the wall, actually, a few people called me out last week, and you were right to do so, about me taking off Sensible Soccer. I didn't want to take Sensible Soccer off the wall. I think it deserves to be on the wall. There may be a promotion coming soon, right? Let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to do a lot of work on the SNES wall down the line. But yeah, I agree. Sensible Soccer is too good to be sitting there. Although Sensible World of Soccer on the Amiga was the better version. Right then, needs to go sort of somewhere front and centre, right? Is there going to be a casualty? Who's expendable? Cool spot? Is it time for cool spot to go? I think it might be. That opens up this. I'll push these down, I think that's red. There's two black games together here. So if I open that up, break up that black box art with a bit of orange. I think slide these back. Yeah, man. I mean, never in my wildest younger dreams, or when I first started collecting, did I think I'd have a row of games like that. Yeah, really happy with how the SNES was coming along. And I appreciate everyone for the support as well. I wanted to say, after I put out the full set video, the vast majority of people were very supportive and say they look forward to the journey. So I appreciate that, guys. Thanks a lot. I will be doing a SNES update in due course. Guys, it's been a long few days, but I can finally say that my game room's finished. What are we, like 10, 11 months in since I built this room, got the carpet down and really started making it my own. And yeah, it's taken me this long to get to a point where, listen, the game rooms are never finished. There's no such thing as a finished game room, right? Constantly evolving, constantly adding new things. But in terms of the layout, in terms of the things that I already own, everything's now pretty much in here that I want in here, that I could get in here. Like I say, all those little jobs, all the putting, accessories with toy figures, all the little things that need a fixing, like the light. Yeah, just loads of little details that I haven't had a chance to do up until now. So I think with having Theo come tomorrow and doing the recording, it's given me that impetus, that kick up the backside that I needed to get the room quote unquote finished. And yeah, it's a nice feeling. I'm going to put my feet up, have a cup of tea. Might even play a bit of Zelda. So this is my trusty steed. Me and him go everywhere together. Look at him. He shouldn't be going up this mountain, but he can do it. We're going to go together. Oh. Sorry, mate. In a bit. Day's finally arrived. It's 3.0's big day out. I've got the whole crew here.
Some wicked games, man. Loving this Ninja Turtle setup. Ninja Turtle selection.
Make sure you all go and check out Slimehouse TV, and you'll be seeing the full room tour on there
real
real soon.
We're filming a full room tour right now. I've got him to show me around everything and go into intricate detail about most of the little pieces. And yeah, loving it, loving being here. Seen it on video so many times. Seeing it in person is a whole different thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. How does it? Because obviously you guys watch the videos.
Yeah.
How does the room compare? How does it look compared to on television?
The only thing that threw me off is how short this area is, because you sit in front of it, don't you, and film?
Yeah.
But it feels like it's wide, so it almost feels like that way. Like
I move Kratos. I put my camera there, so I move Kratos and then sit there, and that's where I film. But you were saying, like, off camera, like, it feels like a different size, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's way longer than I thought it would be, because obviously you can't film in 360. So
yeah.
I stood here now and I can see what I see on the vlog, you know,
yeah.
But I know that's behind it, just
yeah.
way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know,
I've had a few people come in here and have said that it's bigger than they thought.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually bigger than I envisaged.
Always nice to hear.
I don't know it enough, mate. But when I was building it, I'd stand here sometimes. I never said it on camera because my missus would have disowned me. But I remember when I was going for the building works, and I used to stand there and look at like the brickwork and think, it's going to be too narrow. I was like slightly concerned.
Really?
Like, I didn't dare moan about it, right? Because of the amount of work, effort, and money had gone into building it. But I'm so like thankful as to how it's come out. Like it's not too narrow.
Space perfect for, and the way that like you've displayed everything and you've got it all set out.
Yeah.
In a sense that like you've got your chair, it reclines back, it doesn't touch anything. You can walk around here without having to shimmy like this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You've done a banging job, mate. I love it.
And I tried to like separate the room because you can have like too much stuff, right? It can become like visual noise.
Yeah.
So I think by sitting here, this is like the living area. This is where I relax. This is what I look at 99% of my time, right? When I'm looking at my stuff that I'm playing in the gaming.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of the stuff, a lot of the collection stuff behind me. So this is almost like the museum behind me, right? Yeah.
Chill area.
Yeah. So yeah, it worked out well with splitting it down the middle. Because originally, I spoke earlier in the week about it, this was going to be an L shape. So what was the gym was going to be pushed out, and I was going to have a TV on that wall, and I was going to have a corner sofa here. So I'd be quite far enough back. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, we come.
Because you couldn't have a TV here, a sofa there, because it'd be too close. Which is why I had to do it like that.
Yeah.
But genuinely, as much as I've actually spoke about potentially expanding out that way, I won't get rid of my gym there.
No.
I love the outdoor area, so it kind of all worked out for the best. It was kind of forced upon me, but yeah, I'm happy with it. But yeah, man, we'll get back to filming.
Yeah, loving being here and nice to finally do something together. Hopefully
Appreciate
the
it.
first of many things, man.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's right. Put them back the right way around.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, mate.
what did I fucking do with it?
Put it that way instead of that way.
I have to bleep my swearing. I know you don't swear. I didn't thought you were filming till side on it. But
It's all about the sleeve cover.
Yeah.
Unit 11.
I know they paid a little bit more for the sleeve, but it was worth it, I think.
So Theo's just kindly gifted this to me. Tell the people quickly what this is.
This is a movie that me and my friends spent like 10 years making when we was like in our early 20s. No budget, nothing, and just blagged everything. Got arrested like 8 to 10 times for having guns that we shouldn't have had on property that we should have been on. But yeah, somehow we managed to get it finished, and it might not be like the best movie in terms of sound quality and white balance and things, but in terms of like achieving something and what can be achievable off nothing if you just dedicate your life to it for 10 years, then it's
what
a very good
achievement.
showplace. And yeah,
I've seen them in HMV.
You can get it in HMV, you can watch it on Amazon, you can watch it on YouTube and stuff like that, like YouTube where you pay to rent the movie. But yeah, and I also got my favourite 2008 The Artist that paid the cover for it as well, so that was a nice achievement.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank
No
you.
worries, that's for your collection, brother.
Thank you very much.
They have a few Namco games on.
Don't come and beat my top score on the first go, you know. Or I won't be making the vlog.
How many levels have you got to?
I don't really do levels, more the score. But you know what pissed me off? I own this machine, obviously. I put a bit of time into it. I walked into Costco once, and the high score was better than mine, and I think someone come round here shopping for food and tasters, and then casually got a better high score than me. So yeah,
The dangerous thing
Hurt
about
my pride.
these Pac-Man games and stuff is that it immediately sends you into another game, so you have that like,
yeah,
just do one more, just do one more.
yeah, definitely.
There's no like big ass loading screen out there. I can eat it. Oh, yeah, I can eat it when you do that.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so I've just come out to my locals, doing my little charity shop run. I need to go to CX and need to hopefully pick up that PlayStation 4 Pro because that should be getting fixed today. I'm just taking advantage of the sofa in the charity shop right now. I was looking at the games they've got for sale in this shop, and the one that I found was Broken Sword. Massive fan of Broken Sword 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 1. So I was going to pick this up because all games in here are £1 or 50p or whatever they decide to pay each day. This only sells for £1.50 at CEX, and it doesn't have a manual. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'd probably rather pick it up for £1.50 with a manual, to be honest, but otherwise I would have picked that one up. Aside from that, not much in here. We'll go and see what else we can find. Wow, that movie was terrible as well. Nope. WW2K guy, but that's a nice looking sleeve cover. One day when that's cheaper, I'll be picking that up for sure. Game Okay guys, so just checking in after my little locals trip. Came back relatively empty-handed, slightly disappointing trip in some ways because the main reason I went was to get this fixed. I'd left it with that company for a week. They said it was a HDMI issue, they'd ordered a new HDMI, said it cost me 60 quid. Went to pick it up today and they said that wasn't the issue, it hadn't fixed the issue. And they said it was a motherboard issue. They didn't charge me the 60 quid, so they probably out of pocket, which to be fair, it's their misdiagnosis, right? But he did say to me that with it needing a new motherboard, there's no point, it'd be more cost effective to go and buy another one. So what I did say to him was, would I be able to basically do like a shell swap? So swap my black fascia for the white one. The issue with that is you can't really replace these middle pieces. You can take the top and bottom ones off. This is kind of like affixed to the system itself, that's my understanding. So I did say to him, well, if I bought my black one, could you swap it for me? And he was kind of saying to me, well, what's the point, just keep your black one. And I kind of had to tell him, well, it's not really your concern, right? I want a white one. And he said he'd charge me 40 quid to swap the motherboards over. And initially I thought, yeah, I'll do that, because it's cost me 40 quid, but you know, I get to upgrade it. But then I don't know if I'm any better off, because my black one's fine, it works great, and I bought it brand new, so I've got the box and everything. It was like the Red Dead Redemption 2 one. So by doing that, I'd end up with a broken PS4 effectively, which I'd only be able to sell for spares and repairs. I'd have the box for it as well. Part of me thinks, would I be better off to just sell my boxed black one to CEX potentially, get the vouchers, and then use the vouchers to get another white one, and then theoretically I could, obviously I'd speak to Gibbo first, who gifted it to me, but this one could then be sold for spares and repairs or whatever. So there's a few things to think about. It's not as simple as, yes, I'll just pay the 40 quid, because I don't know if I'll be any better off, because like I say, what I'll be ultimately doing is lessening the value of the one that I've got boxed and in really good condition. Apart from that, I didn't really pick much else up. A mat for the back door in the game room, 3 quid. Yeah, there wasn't much in the charity shops. I still got this sitting here. Haven't checked in with you guys since we had Theo, Slime Mouse TV, and his friend Ben Legs that came round. So this is a copy of this film that I think you guys probably saw him give me. It was a great day. I really enjoyed them coming round. I don't really have many people here in the game room, so outside of very close friends and family, that is. So it was nice to sort of kick it, and it was nice to sort of, you know, discuss YouTube and all that kind of stuff with somebody who's also a content creator. So yeah, we had lots of conversations, a lot of talking, a lot of laughing. They were here like 5 or 6 hours, but time flew by. It was crazy. So yeah, I think he's got some really good footage. Like I say, we had a really good day, and I'm expecting it to be a really good video, knowing the quality and the standard of cinematography that Theo puts out with his videos over on Slime Mouse TV. So make sure you go and subscribe to him, and he'll have that game room tour up real soon, hopefully early next week or this week if you're watching it on a Sunday, right? So yeah, just wanted to touch in with you guys. I need to get some time to play Zelda, right? Every time I go on it for like an hour or two, I do nothing. I just bounce around, do a couple of shrines. I need to sit down and have a designated proper 5-6 hour playthrough. Be strict with myself, right? Just do like story missions and stuff. So that's very much my plan for tonight. You know, take advantage of the fact that everything's clean, the game room's sorted out, all my jobs and stuff are done. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some time to explore Hyrule properly. But yeah, as I say, just wanted to check in with you guys. Let's keep it moving. So I've been stuck on this shrine for a while now, trying to figure out different ways to get over these tracks using different materials. But I'm going to try this instead. Hopefully this will work. Oh yeah! And that's what I love about this game. You can do it any way you want to do it. You don't have to do it in which the game dictates to you. What a game. Okay, so here I am back once again in the 3.0. I had to go out earlier for an appointment, and whilst I was out, you know I have to pop in a few charity shops, right? So I felt like I had a bit of unfinished business with that Scope charity shop that we'd previously been in. If you guys remember, I was allowed in the back room and I was digging through and I found a couple of Wii games and some other bits and bobs. So I went back in the back room today, had another little rummage through. It was a lot better organised this time actually. So someone's obviously been in there and cleaned up. I did find a couple of things in there. First thing I picked up, nothing too exciting, but just something I wanted to watch actually, and that is 28 Days Later on DVD. The reason I wanted this is I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast recently, and I'm sure it was this film he was talking about. He said this was the best ever interpretation of zombies on film. Now, I don't know if that is correct. I'm the last person that can give anybody advice on horror films. I'm not a big horror guy. It just kind of, I remember like watching that interview and then thinking, I want to watch that now. And then the usual that keeps happening these days more often than not is you go on all these streaming services that you pay for monthly, type it in, and it's either not there or it wants you to pay more money to watch it. So I kind of thought to myself, when I see it, I'll pick it up. So this was £1, so I picked this up. I'll be watching this very shortly based on good old Joe Rogan's recommendation. And then I found a Wario game on the DS. I can't remember exactly the title of it. Wario Touch something or other. I don't know. You'll have seen it on the footage, but I immediately took that straight to CEX because it was very close to CEX where I was going anyway. So I traded that in. Both the DVD and Wario cost me £1 each. I got like £6 trading, I think, for Wario. And I've definitely been building my CEX vouchers back up. I still haven't purchased anything yet, but there's quite a few things in my basket, right? So I'm just kind of, I'm on that precipice, right? You know when you've got CEX vouchers where you think, do I hang on and get something massive? Or do I buy the few things that I've been waiting to buy that are sitting in the basket? So I still haven't made a decision, but by next week's video, we should definitely have a CEX lottery. I'm also right now in the process of buying a Super Nintendo game that I've been after for a long time. It's a private sale, so that should also be here early on next week's vlog. So yeah, I'm really excited to add that to the SNES wall. So whilst I was there, the manager himself, the manager extraordinaire, Manesh, he was actually rocking a Retro Ghetto t-shirt. Remember guys, you can actually get them. I segued nicely, hasn't it? You can still pick up a t-shirt. I think that should be in the link below this video. He had put this to the side for me. He knows the sort of thing I like. He knows I love a sleeve cover. And that is Bayonetta, the Climax Edition. What a bargain that would be for £3. A massive shout as always to Manesh for hooking me up with this. This comes with all sorts. Obviously it comes with the game. And then it also comes with what I believe is a soundtrack CD. And assuming, yeah, an art book. You know, it's all the different art from the game Bayonetta. So yeah, that was really nice and well worth keeping your eyes peeled for these, right? £3. Very, very happy to add that to my Xbox 360 collection. And I've also came home to a parcel waiting for me. I don't know why I'm swinging this knife about. So this was waiting for me when I got home. I think this is, there's no point in me telling you what I think it is. We might as well just open it and see what it is, right? So let's get into it. Yeah, okay, so this is something I've been pursuing for quite some time. Now, collectors out there will know when you collect, normally what starts you off is childhood memories, and you very quickly sort of go through everything that you had as a child, right? And all those things that you hold real nostalgia to. That's usually the first things in which you collect, and then from there on, your interests change and you start looking at other weird and wonderful, obscure things to buy, right? And then you end up in a position like this where you've got a room full of games and random stuff that you never even knew existed when you were a child. But every now and again, something will pop in your mind. It happens very few and far between these days where I'm like, I had that as a child. I need to get it, right? And that happened to me a few weeks or months ago. And it's a real sort of nostalgic, strong memory. So when I was a kid, I had a Game Boy, right? And I sort of had the basic games. I had Mario Land, I had Tetris, and that was like pretty much it from what I can remember. And then I remember going to like a local market. If any of you guys are familiar with Derby, it's Allington Market. And I went there with my grandma back in the day. I've spoken about my grandma a lot on this channel and how she was like pivotal in shaping me, and a lot of my early memories with gaming are attached to like being at my grandma's house and stuff like that. And anyway, one day we went to this market. It's a bit like a second-hand market, that kind of thing. And there was a guy there that was a reseller, and he would resell games, and he had a lot of Game Boy games. I think it was just loose cartridges. And I was allowed to pick one. and this is the game that I picked. And from like everything I've read since, it's not got very good reviews. But I remember as a kid loving it. I just loved it because of the franchise that it was, and because this was a day and age where you didn't get games regularly. For the most part, it was birthdays and Christmases, right? You know how it goes. But on this occasion, I was randomly allowed to get this game, and I just played and played and played it. I remember I could never get too far in it, but back then it was a different world, right? You just kept playing the game because that was all you had. You didn't really have all these options of things to play, right? So that game is Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Krusty. Camp Deadly. So this game was released in 1991, and this was based on the episode Camp Krusty, which is why I got it mixed up before. And basically, Bart and Lisa go to this camp for the summer, and then all, you know, hilarity ensues. And it's actually ran by, I think it was Mr. Burns' nephew. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. I just remember vaguely on the game and reviews I've watched since. But yeah, this has got such strong nostalgia for me. I've been waiting to buy this game. When it first popped in my head, I thought, oh, I'll buy it straight away. But like most Nintendo cardboard and Game Boy games, it wasn't as cheap as I hoped it would be. So I've been waiting for the right time, and then this one popped up on eBay. I don't remember the exact price I paid, but I think it was in and around £20 posted, which is roughly half of what it usually sells for. And that was because that was how it was listed. Now, I sort of zoomed in on the image, and I knew that that was sticker residue. I knew that wasn't box damage, and looking at it, I was exactly right. So all I've done is I've saved myself quite a lot of money, and all I've got to do is get a bit of the old Mr. Sheen on it, clean it off, which I'll probably do on next week's vlog, and that'll be as good as gold. This is complete. Just, man, even just seeing that cartridge, it just brings back so many memories for me. And yeah, it's got the manual, advertising Double Dragon 2 on the back. It's even got the little membership card for Club Nintendo. So yeah, that's an absolute bargain, and that's why we collect, right? Fundamentally, that's what sort of drives us, is that nostalgia, and I honestly can't wait to put that game in. As soon as I stop recording this, I might put that in and have a quick play, even though I've told myself I'm going to be like tunnel vision with Zelda. I feel like I've got to delve back into that game, because I know that the sights, the sounds, the music, the sound effects, I know it's going to bring back so many memories for me that, yeah, I'm really excited about playing that game and sort of reliving that happy time in my youth, I suppose. But guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this week's vlog. We've covered quite a lot of stuff. I'm hoping to be back on it soon in terms of game hunting. I'm still struggling with my knee somewhat, so I'm not sort of, you know, doing these grand days out and walking for miles and miles, because I need to be resting my knee. All the doctors and everyone have told me I've got to rest it. Equally, I'm supposed to be at the Birmingham Retro Game Fair, the day in which this video goes live on the Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to go yet. I certainly don't want to be driving there and back with a manual car with this knee. So if I can convince Mrs. Ghetto to chauffeur me, I might go and just do a couple of laps and do it casual. Because the doctors have told me to do light exercise. So yeah, we'll see, right? But all I can say is, as I always say to everybody, thank you so much for watching the vlogs. Thank you for taking the time to watch, especially if you're watching this far into the vlogs. It means a lot, it really does. As I say, we've got the t-shirts now, the Facebook page. Go and support me on Facebook. I say I'll be doing a lot behind the scenes, and all kinds of other stuff will be getting posted on there as well. And make sure you're going to check out Slimehouse TV. I was chatting with Theo again today. He sent me a sneak peek of the video. He sent me like a 30-second snippet, and it looks fantastic. Honestly, I can't wait to see it. It was like watching a movie trailer, and it's like, now I can't wait to see it myself. I think he said he's going to work diligently on it to get it out early next week, or this week as you're watching it on a Sunday. So make sure you go and head over there and don't miss that drop. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Play your games, keep it retro. Hopefully I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.
Retro Ghetto.